Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all of the popular art that we love. Also, just between you and me, we do it drunk.
We do it drunk sometime.
I'm joined as always by my co-host, Brother Bill. How you doing?
Toodaloo, hello, chip chat and all that. And how y'all doing out there in the wonderful world of Disney Plus?
Yeah, that's right. We set the British accents down for a second, but it's time to pick them back on up for Andor.
That's right.
I'm Alex, aka Jedi Master Grayson.
I wasn't doing a British accent. I was.
I thought
just
the tip top
weird.
tier.
I just talked strange. I was saying weird words. Sorry about that.
Flim flams and
Sorry,
flamboozles.
How y'all doing out there in the world? Appreciate y'all subscribing. But got some more subscribers. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all gonna make it to where YouTube doesn't take my firstborn child.
Yeah, it's a very weird clause in our YouTube contract. Yeah, they got to take our kids. But we
work
really
for
appreciate
YouTube.
you guys.
We constantly fucking promote YouTube. Y'all should go YouTube. Drunk Banthas though. Subscribe right here.
Yeah, we do appreciate all you new subscribers. I hope you like Star Wars, because today we're talking about the 9th episode of the new Star Wars Disney Plus series, Andor. Man, it's a dumb name. I say this every show.
I'm laughing just because I hope you like Star Wars. Like, shit, if you don't like Star Wars, you got to go somewhere else.
It's like, yeah, it's a weird choice to click on this if you don't like Star Wars.
I don't know why. I just felt like I heard like Tracy Morgan saying that. Like, I don't know why. It was when you said it. It was like in my mind.
I hope y'all like Star
Tracy Morgan
Wars.
Yeah, I hope y'all like Star Wars. We talk about Star Wars today.
So, I didn't show my stomach, so I guess that's what separates us.
That's why I knew it was you. That's how I knew it was you.
What did you think of the 9th episode of Andor? Before we get into the nitty gritty, let's talk about initial thoughts.
Nitty gritty.
What'd you think of Nobody's Listening?
How you know my new R&B song? How did you know the title of my new R&B song, Nitty Gritty?
Would you? That's pretty. That would be a pretty good name. I would listen to it if I saw a song called Nitty Gritty on Spotify. I would just. Oh, it's all right. I gotta listen to those. I gotta see what the sounds like.
The guitar. That's the guitar. And we got a saxophone in there. Anyway, yo, you got to do that edit again where you like put the thing in there.
I'm not doing this every episode.
We gotta do it when it's gonna be an epic episode. We know it's gonna be epic. We gotta do it. We gotta do it.
You say what? We, but then I gotta do it.
Yeah. It's how it works, man. Great ideas happen. People gotta do stuff.
So I'm assuming that from your reaction that you liked this episode. From your inference,
I was melancholy with this episode.
Okay.
It was boring. But like what did happen was very enlightening and moved the story along.
Okay.
And there were a lot of Easter eggs in this movie. I mean, in this episode. This episode.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned. I'm glad that you mentioned. I mean, we'll get into it later, but I really like the way that the show does Easter eggs. It doesn't really hit you over the head with them, in my opinion.
Check this one out. The first one that I realized, beginning of the episode.
Oh, what was it?
The blonde lady, crazy blonde lady. She is talking about how she doesn't like wasting time, and that her counterparts, like her coworkers, essentially, they like to torture people and just beat the shit out of people and get information that way through force. And she's like, I would just prefer you just tell me, because you know what? Because they like to do? And she said, I like to try. And I was like,
that's a good
one.
Yeah.
Whoa. So she's saying as much as she's on the dark side, she is playing the side of like some kind of, she does utilize like some of what the Jedi teach.
Right.
Ooh. I don't know where that's going. I don't know if anything's going anywhere. We still got this white boy. And so I don't like it when we see this white boy every time and then he don't do nothing.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, somebody better make this motherfucker, like, this motherfucker better be like the shit. Like, something better he better be like the next Darth Sidious or something like that. Like, he better be a Darth. His name better be Darth something after this.
Yeah, I mean,
and then he gets frozen in carbonite, and then somebody melts him when in Mandalorian season 3. like that better be all of his art, because it's just so boring to me, dude. Like, now he's just this fucking stalker. That's what his MO is right this fucking second. He is a weird, creepy stalker dude.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's been a crazy stalker dude the whole time. Like, he's just been stalking.
Yeah, but it was
Andor.
more in pursuit of. That's not a crazy stalker dude. That's more like he was doing his job. To be fair, you know. I'm just saying,
but he was going beyond the you know.
Yeah, he was doing the most, but that's just still within the parameters.
He was
of
in
his
fact
job,
not doing his job because his boss told him to do something.
No,
and
he was doing his
job.
job. He was just being insubordinate. He was actually doing his job, where his boss didn't want him to do his job because his boss didn't want the blowback. His boss basically didn't want what to happen would actually happen, because like they ended up getting in some shit. Like, hey man, you have people poking down around here, man. We're gonna all be in trouble, bro. You need to calm down. But he was like, no, fuck that. But I'm just saying, his arc has to have something crazy. He's about to turn into a Jedi or something, nigga.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't think, like, the show is so well constructed. I doubt that we're going to be spending this much time on this character and him not have a more intricate,
it's got,
like,
right? Intricate.
What?
That's the word.
Yeah, like I'm sure he's got to have some sort of involvement in the plot. I do like the scenes because, like, I think that he's a good actor, and I've already mentioned how much I really like the actress who plays his mom. Like, I think her performance is great.
That's not enough to have him in every scene. That's just not enough.
I mean, he's not. I mean,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, I know she's not a part of the story, so it's not enough for her to be good. For me to have to see him. It doesn't balance out.
That's a valid criticism. But like, I personally like. I like the insights into his character, the insights into the mundanity of his world, and the shitty snarkiness of his mom, and I think that's just showing more of like how people get like inspired in different ways. This is how this evil person gets inspired to do even more. And we're also seeing, you know, these other people like Kino, Andy Serkis' character, get inspired to do even more. But we'll get into that a little bit later. I do want to mention, like, in that scene that you were mentioning in the beginning where Dedra was torturing Bix. I really like the actress Adria Arjona.
Don't you be calling her a Bix.
I did like the Easter egg, because like when they were when she was about to torture her, I thought they were going to pull out. It just felt like they were about to pull out the ball droid from when they tortured Leia, but they didn't. It was like a whole new torture thing. But then they did a visual reference to that scene where they just like copied the same like camera movement from that shot, like when the door closes and then
the door
pans
closes
down.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, but I was like, they should have did the whole. Yeah, they did the pan. They did the old school pan.
Yeah, I thought that was a much more interesting way of doing a nod without just like, because some people are like kind of over Easter eggs. It's like, oh wow, yeah, yes, we get it. We remember the old series. So I feel like that's a nice like nod to people who will notice it, and like people who won't be aggravated by it. You know.
Yeah, well, hopefully it's just a good scene for those people who don't know. Hopefully it's still as epic for them.
Right. Yes.
as the
Yeah.
original was for those who've seen it.
Yeah. You would.
And why are you watching this if you ain't never seen Star Wars? And you're like, what's wrong with you? I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna judge you. I'm just asking you. You right here, right now. Just go ahead and put in the comments right now, like. Why are you watching this if you don't like Star Wars? Not this show particular. I know why you're watching this show. You're watching our show because our show is fucking hilarious. But I'm just saying, like, why are you watching Andor if you don't know nothing about Star Wars? I'm just curious. Just not judging at all. Just you can put it in the comments.
Yeah, it is kind of. It's funny that you say that because we live in this weird time where, like, someone's first Star Wars could be like 100 different movies or TV shows at this point. It's like someone's first time watching Star Wars could be The Mandalorian, or like there's a lot of people whose first time watching Star Wars was the prequels.
Yeah, you didn't have. I mean, everybody knows I'm funny. You don't have to say it's funny that I say stuff.
I wasn't saying it was funny. I was saying that it was interesting.
No, see, that's funny. I flip a joke on you. Flip a joke on you.
It's a future joke that you don't get until later. Then we get to see Mon Mothma. We get to see Mon Mothma with Vel. We realized that they're cousins. That was a nice little scene.
We knew that she was related to somebody, right? But that still doesn't mean that old dude's not related to her. Like, we don't know who he's related to because this nigga got 2 different lives, 2 different names.
Yeah, it's true.
Like,
and I'm glad that we
don't know which one started before the other. Like, was he who he is as a rebel first, and then went into hiding and became this other antique dealer who like is flamboyant and stuff? Did he like start the flamboyant like whatever what I just said, art dealer shit, whatever I just said. Did he start that first? Which came first, the chicken or the wig?
Yeah, like it's. I'm very curious what. I was actually gonna ask about that. It's like his hair completely changed, right? It got longer.
No, he put a wig on. Remember, it was in the first episode.
Oh, okay. Like, I didn't.
The first time we saw him, I think episode 4 or episode 3.
I must have been loading a bowl or something when he was putting his wig on or something. Because I
missed when he's like coming back, when he's first coming back to Coruscant, he like changes his whole appearance. And you see him like transform. He's like, he put on his ring like he just came on his hand. Like,
weird choice.
And he was like, but he was just like becoming this character. He's like, I gotta become this whole different person so I don't never get caught. Cause nigga, if I can get caught. If I get caught, this electricity gonna run through me. I don't know how long he gonna do it, but I know he gonna do it.
Yeah, this is a method acting to the max. It's interesting that he's clearly they showed so much visual reference to show that he's like playing a different person when he like his real persona is the rebel, essentially.
So you think that dude? But the question is, which one came first?
I think that like now that you say that, I think that he is a rebel first, but maybe he was the art dealer. Like he was always the art dealer, kind of like a Bruce Wayne Batman situation. He was always the billionaire, but like who he truly is like the vengeful.
But no, whatever. Which one? That's what
I'm saying. I'm saying like he was the art dealer first.
He couldn't have always been the art dealer because that would give away who he is as his cover. If he didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like if he started as an art dealer, he would be given away automatically. They'd be looking for him because why would you need a wig? I think it's the other way around. Like, why would you need a wig if you've always been this dude?
Right.
Like,
that's a good point.
I think he created this persona to be able to use, and maybe he had a bunch of relics around because he knows all these people who probably fought in the Republic.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. His past is
that's my guess.
Shady.
My guess is he was a general in the Republic of some kind during the Clone Wars.
Yeah. Or or one of the many wars that they've yet to like talk about, because he's pretty up there in age. He could have been like one of the crazy wars that happened before. It's a war that we haven't seen yet in the movies.
Well, I mean, they had
shows.
plenty of battles with the Separatists, so before, the Clone Wars. So
right. But speaking of Luthen, because he's not even in this episode, but he did mention in the last episode that the Empire coming down hard would inspire people to rebel, to inspire more people to the rebellion. And that's what happens in this episode with Andy Serkis's character Kino. Andor, we see Andor.
Kino.
That sounds like a black person's name, right?
No, it sounds like a Filipino man's name in a movie about turtles who are of teenage age who love pizza.
What's his name? Yeah, it was Kino. Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm just randomly naming things of what that guy sounds like. That's specifically what that name sounds like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never heard it before, but I could sound like that.
I could place it with that specific characteristic.
That's only as specific as I can get. I don't know if I have any more detail. I don't think I can come up with anything else. I know it's very little information, but I digress. I was just trying to answer your question.
Well, I appreciate it. What did you think of the Andor prison sequences that we got?
Hated it. No, I'm joking.
Because they do a lot of cutting around. I'm just like going storyline by storyline, so we're not just like, and then my Mothma, and then Andor,
hated
and
it.
then my Mothma.
No, I'm joking.
Hated.
I liked it better than I hated it the last time, because I know I hated it the first time, but
right,
I liked it better. It was better. It's good. It was a good episode.
Yeah, it definitely had more of a resolve with the with the characters. Like you could have probably mixed this with like maybe the last episode as far as like his time in prison. But I did, like you said, it was a lot more satisfying with all the with what it all leads up to. Especially that last moment. What did you think of that last moment or that last scene with Kino and the old man and Andor? The old man's dying, and then they bring the medic in. Yeah,
that was a crazy scene. I was like, it's going down. Next episode.
I mean, but yeah,
man.
One of the things I love so much
when
about
I watch a whole episode and basically nothing happens.
I mean, well,
they don't look the things that they're possibly paying off, because we don't know that they're going to pay off. Things that they're possibly paying off have not. I just don't think that they could possibly be as dramatic as they have built it up to be. I'm just saying these things. There's certain things I feel like this could have just been wrapped up a little bit sooner. Maybe this didn't have to be 10 episodes. Maybe it could have been 7. But it's just like the pacing is a little long to have that much episode and nothing happen really, and just have still the same questions I had 3 episodes ago. I just feel like that's like, and have no real clarity on anything. Like,
well, I mean,
I'm just saying you can do that. Right. The finale episode has got to be bussin'. When you wrap up these loose ends, it's got to be dope. Otherwise, we're just gonna be like, well, why don't we just do that for 10 episodes with these characters when we could have just not did nothing with them, and then we could have found out that happened in the last episode.
Right. I mean, yeah, like we're spending a lot of time in the prison, but I do feel like it would have been harder to swallow if Andor comes into this system where everybody's very, in line with like the way that they're thinking, and he just like inspires everybody to bust them out. Like, it would have felt like very like Peter Pan-y if he just like comes in and is like, all right, we're busting out here, gang.
Peter Pan, and I don't think it's like, I think that's basically what's happened anyway, but I don't think it's Peter Pan in anything, because but like we could have got to know these characters like Olaf before he dies. We could have got some stories or something, like some conversations between these guys. These guys are all these people see every day. Like,
but I mean,
something's got to be. Yeah. I mean, I'm saying there's something there. More paying these guys all this money to act. They ain't really acting. Might as well have them act.
Yeah, and that is a fair point. I would like to have seen a little bit more interaction with like like we got a lot of the scenes with the spies that all ended up dying in the first and in the first half of the season. We get a lot of scenes, learn their backstory, and it would have been at least nice if not with the old dude, with this other actor who was in Rogue One, who he's meeting in the prison. He ends up dying in the end of Rogue One, but it would be cool to at least see them interact a little bit more. But I do like the interactions with Andor and Kino, because he is the one he needs to convince more than anyone. And I like
he gonna die.
Yeah, he's probably gonna die.
Oh, he's gonna die.
Andy Serkis is pretty expensive.
He's gonna die. See, he has himself positioned as the bad, as the stern guy. Hey, look, guys, fucking do what you're supposed to do. Drill sergeant dude, right?
Right.
But then he has the clarity, and he's he's the guy who's willing to dive on the sword for everybody else.
Right.
He'll jump on the top of the grenade so everybody else can go, because he knows it's some bullshit. He's been a part of it. Got the guilt. So he'll sacrifice himself in some kind of way, jump in front of something. He saved Andor. He'll step in front of he'll jump in front of something that's about to kill Andor, and then Andor will be like, damn, this is crazy. Niggas been dying for me. Who am I? Why am I still alive? I should have died 1,000 times.
Survival.
You're gonna have one of them moments. Right.
Yeah.
And you're welcome. So I forgot to say spoiler alert, but spoiler alert, because it's just a theory. It's really just a theory, but it's gonna happen. I'm just trying to tell you. That's why I can't figure out what's going on with this white kid, and I'm like, yo, son.
So you don't like the white kid, so you don't know where his character is going.
No. It's not that I don't know where it's going. It's that it has to be going somewhere epic for it to be worth all this bullshit. I'd rather see scenes with the prisoners than I would have seen, conversations, find out who these dudes is. It's about to go down in the prison. I knew that when he got there, because he can't stay there.
Right.
So, I'm waiting. I'm curious about more of them than I am this fucking dude. What's your name is, bro?
Yeah, I feel like maybe in the last episode they could have spent that time building a relationship with him and the other prisoners, because I do understand the importance, especially when we get to that last moment of him talking so much with Kino, wearing him down, asking him how many guards are there? How many guards are there? And you really seeing the adamance and yet despair in Andy Serkis's performances.
You keep calling Kino and then Andy Serkis, and then Kino and then Andy Serkis, and then Andy Serkis and then Kino.
Yeah.
You gotta pick one for the purposes of this video, for at least purposes of me. I'm having a match. It's like playing Pong right now. I'm playing Pong in my mind. What is he talking about? Who is he? Oh yeah. Oh no, yeah, that's the same nigga. Oh, that nigga. Oh yeah, no, that's the same nigga. Oh okay, no. Oh, what?
Yeah. Him. He's you really get to see his his performance.
Now we're doing gender terms. No, I'm joking. Now you're gonna define his gender.
You can really tell that he's scared more than anything else. So I really like that. And the fact that
he's always been scared. Yeah, you can tell that from the beginning. Everything he tells them is you don't want to die. Do it, or you're gonna die.
Right.
If you don't do this, you're gonna die.
Yeah. It's
I think it's weird how they call it. So, go ahead.
No. What were you about to say?
I just think it's weird how they use the term fry. You're gonna fry today. Why would you think you're ever getting out of a place that is literally electrocuting the last person to be just the person who finishes last today. Right. Somebody gonna finish last every day. It ain't necessarily gonna be the same people, but it could be the same people every day, but it ain't necessarily gonna be the same people. And the people who finish first could finish last one day.
Yeah.
Why in the hell is that a productive way to keep people motivated to work? Nigga, you could just not shock me, and I'm gonna be up in this motherfucker working harder than a motherfucker. Don't fucking shock me. Like,
Yeah, it's.
if I'm just gonna get flavored food, like unflavored food seems terrible enough. Like, why can't I just get the flavored food as a reward for having to eat this shit food barefoot in this motherfucker every day? Like, it's cold on the floor and shit. Y'all got my feet out. I done caught 2 colds.
I done caught 2 colds since I've been in here. They don't give me no socks. They could give them some socks.
Bro, they don't even give them little ankle socks. They don't give them toe socks. They don't give them nothing. That would be a punishment.
And you know
for me.
the floor is always
cold. You put me
cold.
in prison. You put me in prison and you fucking give me some toe socks. I'd be in fucking hell. But put on your toe socks before you fry.
Put on your toesies. Yeah, it's like even though they electrocute people all the time, you know the floor is always cold.
Cold as hell.
Yes.
And you know that's probably making it worse when they hit you with it.
Yeah, it's a horrible existence, and I think that's like, the psychology of the captivity. They push down on you really, really hard, but give you like this idea of hope, so you don't immediately quit. I feel like Iceberg Slim wrote something about that. Yeah, capitalism.
No, well, somebody once said, a wise man once said, if you know what you got, you ain't got enough.
That's
I think his name was God.
But yeah, then obviously after the old man dies.
Sorry, that's another. That's a Bishop Don Juan joke. You said something about Iceberg Slim, so that's the first thing that came to my mind.
It felt it felt accurate. It felt right.
It felt relevant too. I'll have to review the tape, but I have been drinking, so my analogies kind of go out the window when I've been drinking this much.
The jokes get less clever as we get through the podcast because
it's the lack of sleep. I really didn't sleep last night. Shout out to anybody who's watching that I was hanging out with last night. No, I was just saying anybody who's watching who I was hanging out with last night. Shout out to not sleeping. Like, no, fuck that. No, shout out to not sleeping. Please let me go to sleep. God damn.
Shout out to all you not sleepers. Hope y'all not sleeping out there.
Please let me go to sleep. Please.
But yeah, the old man dies, and the
old man dies.
The doctor comes in, or old man has a stroke. Doctor comes in, and yeah, it's kind of, you just callously, you kind of see that this doctor is also a prisoner too. He's not getting paid.
Right. We didn't mention that there was some kind of catastrophe that happened on the second level. And
right. Yes. Over 100 people died.
And they find out that some guy on 4 got released. He was done. He got his papers, baby. I'm out. Served my time. You know what I'm saying? I'm out, baby. Hey, I'm gonna see you later. Gulag, you my boy, you right after me, baby. You right after me. And then he got upstairs. He was like, yeah, hey, why we stopping on the second floor? Why we stopping on the second floor? Hey, what's up, dog? Hey, Nathan, don't act like you can't hear me, Nathan. Why we stopping on the second floor? You brought me up here, dog. And then he got up there, and then one nigga had seen him before. He was like, hey, you ain't had no more time. You supposed to be out of here, man. What happened? Holy shit.
Somebody fucked up the rotation.
Fry the whole goddamn floor. Fry a whole floor. I bet you they killed a couple of guards on accident.
Yeah, right? It's like, anybody who ain't got shoes on. You fucked up.
They wanted to keep that shit so quiet so quick. But it just shows you because I like how that has been a carryover from the first few episodes where they showed you that the Empire is built on backstabbing and being cutthroat and doing like the most sinister shit you can think of, and then implement it in actual real life. And that is like what gets you a promotion. Like, so you have a bunch of guys who probably wouldn't otherwise do stuff like that, just fucking shit up everywhere.
Yeah, it's like it's really interesting. It's kind of like, it's almost like watching for anybody, you guys out there who watch The Good Place, it's like watching the people who work in the bad place. It's like just a bunch of evil people acting evil, getting promoted for evil acts. But yeah,
it's just like that. It's like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I do like the adult nature of this show, and just like the fact that it doesn't have to be whiz bangy, and we just get like that emotional moment where he dies, and you actually see Andy Serkis turn. Like I dig that kind of stuff. I
that needs to be on a T-shirt. We need to make that a Drunk Bantha T-shirt, and it'll be like that. The more you know thing, but it'll say whiz bangy.
Whiz bangy.
Drunk Banthas.
Whiz bangy.
That would be dope. Whiz bangy. Like, never heard that before. Type it in the comments if you heard that before. Jesus Christ, whiz.
You probably heard me say it in the
bangy?
video before. Yeah, because like there's like the most Star Wars stuff is whiz bang, big explosions, running in through adventures, and this is
Let me tell you
really
something, sweetheart.
nice,
You're over
emotional.
here using terms. You're using Hollywood terms from way back in the day. I haven't heard terms like that since. I hadn't heard terms like that since Clarissa Flockhart was in the womb.
Yeah, it's an old school term. I sometimes.
Whiz bang, that's what I want. I need a new film.
If you're listening to the podcast, no, I'm not a 65-year-old person. But
if you're listening to the podcast, that is not a 55-year-old man in here talking to me right now. Like, hey, baby, let me talk to you. I say, sweetheart.
Yeah, it sounds like fucking Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah. Hi, I'm not gonna do Sammy. Y'all be doing Sammy, and I think it's disrespectful.
Sammy's
y'all be doing
yeah.
Sammy. Sammy was a god, man. Y'all disrespectful, man. Because y'all got to make yourself look ugly, and I'm not fixing to do that. I'm not fixing to ugly shame people.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, yeah. That they did lean a lot on just like how his face looked.
Looked like he had a fucking stroke. I mean. See, y'all got me doing it. See, I'm not gonna do it though.
No, yeah, because there's a stroke in this episode, but it would be relevant. But we're not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it
Because Olaf deserves better. But I would like to point out we got the first euthanization on Disney Plus. We getting all kind of firsts.
Yeah, it was a nice first, I guess. Yeah, like I did. I'm
just saying that it's a little bit more edgy for
for sure
they normally put out.
Yeah, this show continues to push the limits on what you expect from a Disney Plus show and a Star Wars show, and and I like they really earned that moment where he finally asks him how many guards there are, and he's like, never more than 12. I fucking
man didn't even hesitate. That nigga didn't even get to breathe out before he.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he didn't get to breathe in. He was breathing out so hard. He was like, never more than 12.
We got a few more episodes left. Like we got the season finale on the 23rd. Can't wait till that comes up.
I thought Smeagol was about to come out of that nigga. He got so mad, bro. For real, I'm serious, man. He was kind of scary looking.
Yeah, he's mad now, and he's gonna. I mean, he's always been an angry person, but he's gonna direct that anger toward the Empire. But guys, that's pretty much all we got for you today. We try to do this every once in a while, so go ahead and leave a like and subscribe so you can get updates on new videos. Check us out on Twitter, IG, TikTok, likewise, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the internet things at The Drunk Banthas. Until next time, stay safe, my little torture droids, and may the Force be with you.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.